Today on The Best Years, writing circles can help you find your voice and tell your story. Have fun this summer at New Jersey's best beaches, parks, and amusements. Then take a nature walk on the Barnegat Branch Trail. And stroll down memory lane at New Jersey's one and only drive-in theater. It's all starting now on The Best Years. From the Ocean County College TV studio, here's Sandy Levine.
Hello and welcome to The Best Years. Have you ever wanted to share your life story with friends and family? If so, writing is a great way to preserve on paper what's inside of you and create lifelines to your legacy. Here to tell us more is Carol Walkner, writer, poet, and teacher of Words of Wisdom Writing Circles. Welcome to The Best Years, Carol.
Thank you so much. It's good to be here.
So exactly how does a writing circle work? What's the process?
Okay. We gather together people, and it's usually really in a circle, and I ask them to write. I give them writing prompts and ask them to write quickly for about 10 or 15 minutes. And what happens when they do that is they're circumventing their left side of their brain, critical person, and what's really going on inside their heart comes out. And after the 10 or 15 minutes, then we start sharing in the circle, and that's when the magic happens.
So you said the left brain critic, that's the side that says you can't write, who do you think you are writing? What?
Exactly.
And you want to avoid that, you just want to let it flow.
Let it flow from the right side, which is your creative side, and I think the side that's really connected to your heart and the emotions inside you.
What exactly is it about writing that's so therapeutic?
You're gathering the emotions from inside and you're putting them on the paper. And what I've noticed is we pack those emotions down, tromp them down, stamp them down, and they keep rising up, and finally we need to get them out. And one way to do that is writing them on paper.
And once you get them out, you actually feel better.
You definitely feel better. It makes a difference.
I know you've organized some writing groups for various groups of people, bereavement, grief, hospice workers. What kinds of groups are you working with right now, and why are they important?
I work with nurses and social workers and caregivers within a hospice situations, and that is definitely therapeutic writing. It helps them deal with the grief and the loss that they see and that they experience every single day of their lives. Even though it's not their family, it's still, they become family because they're working with certain patients for a very long time sometimes. And the writing helps them get their emotions out on paper. And then when they share together, it helps build the team for them, it helps enhance their communication, and it really sets up a bond amongst those workers.
And it must just be a great stress reliever. I mean, we're so good in this. Is it United States, is that a unique culture that we are always wanting to keep our emotions in check?
Seems to be, yes, and it's definitely a stress reliever for sure.
And do you find mostly women are joining the writing circles, or do you have women and men involved?
Mostly women, especially the nurses and therapists and caregivers, because they happen to be mostly women. I do work in assisted living facilities and then with the residents, and I'm an activity, usually an hour to an hour and a half, and then the men join in as well.
And what have you found when you go to a senior citizens complex, for instance? What kind of miracles, really, or magic have you seen happen when people start to write and get their stories on paper?
It's very interesting. One of the first sessions I did, two women who had been living in this facility together in a similar hallway for 7 years, started writing about a childhood experience, and when we shared, they realized that they had grown up together around the corner from each other and didn't know it. So they came into the room 80-some-odd-year-olds, and they went out holding hands and skipping like they were 10-year-olds.
And they'd been strangers before that. There was really no communications between them, so it was a way of opening up doors.
Absolutely. They don't share the details of their lives. You know, what's for dinner, my leg hurts, and what's the weather outside, but the real details of what your life is all about isn't discussed.
And all of us, and especially seniors who have lived longer lives, have amazing stories to tell. What's it like for them to honor their stories and put them on paper?
It makes such a difference. They change physically before my eyes. They become, I can see they become younger. They're
validated. Their
they're
stories are
validated, and this is their legacy, and they want to record it for their kids and their grandkids, and they really want to tell their story.
And you also organize a writing group in Point Pleasant, and has to do with scones. What is that? Sounds good. What is that?
It's called Girls Night Out, and we did one night a month at the Scone Shop, which is a bakery restaurant in Point Pleasant, and we just had a group of women who would come. It was just for women, and we fed them scones and tea, and they wrote and they laughed and cried a little bit and had some fun.
Now, you don't need to be a fabulous writer to do this, right? You don't have to be a perfect writer.
You don't have to be a writer at all, and most people who come to many of my groups have had no writing experience whatsoever.
So what's the number one thing you want to say to somebody who feels they have a story to tell, but they just can't get started?
Your story, all the stories you have are like the threads in a tapestry, and it's time to pull out one of those threads. And even if you just pick how I learned to ride a bicycle, you can start.
And it's great stress reliever, great to leave your legacy, great to get it all on paper. Carol Walkner, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
Now, if you'd like to learn more about Words of Wisdom writing circles, just log on to thedragonwriter.com. Now with the latest news, here's Desiree Behringer.
It's official. Ocean County College students will soon be able to earn a 4-year degree without leaving home. Earlier this year, there was a groundbreaking ceremony for the $30 million Gateway building, cementing a partnership between Kean University and Ocean County College.
The opportunity that is provided to those students who don't have to leave Ocean County, don't have to travel 55 miles to our main campus or a different location. Those are the ones whose American dream, like mine, would be realized right here.
In less than 2 years, students will be able to study in the 74,000 square foot building with modern classrooms, a 225-seat lecture hall, computer labs, graphic design studio, and much more.
Here at OCC, we strive to continually augment our campus such that we improve the bigger picture and persist in realizing our primary ambition, an atmosphere where our students are comfortable but challenged, happy, and fulfilled.
The growth at OCC continued in April when the newly renovated Arts and Community Center opened its doors. It houses a theater with an enhanced sound and lighting system, art galleries, classrooms, and painting studios. Freeholder John Kelly says it's a place where students can become better actors, dancers, entertainers, and artists.
This center plays an important role in both academics and in the community.
While some enjoy the arts, others want a place for space. Last summer, the Robert J. Novins Planetarium underwent a $3.5 million state-of-the-art renovation, allowing for folks to leave planet Earth while traveling to the far regions of the universe.
Each individual star in the theater is lit by a hand-placed fiber optic strand directing light from a small halogen bulb to create bright pinpoint stars. In addition, 24 deep sky objects, nebulae, galaxies, star clusters, are accurately projected among the stars in the night sky with this equipment.
One thing Ocean County residents can count on is that Ocean County College will continue to grow and offer students and visitors more opportunities to enhance their education and entertainment experience. For the Best Years, I'm Desiree Behringer.
Coming up, there's family fun this summer at the Jersey Shore. Stay tuned.